Hi, I'm Vocal Molly and welcome to my channel. If you're new here and you like what I have to offer in this video, be sure to hit like and subscribe and tell your singer friends about me. In today's video, let's talk about balance. So you may know that breath is super important and all these little intricate things you do with technique, they all add up to help you be a strong and confident singer. But before you get into all those little details, before you get into the breath even, there's something else we have to talk about and play around with, and that is finding your balance or your readiness for singing. So let's go over all of that to help you get on your way to making progress with all the other things, because if you don't have your balance, it's all going to be for nothing. So let's start from the ground up. I want you to check right now. Well, first of all, stand up if you can, and notice what your feet are doing. So a lot of times when a client first comes in to see me, they have their feet really close together, and a lot of them are standing very wide. Now, that's going to affect your sound and your overall strength and efficiency with your breath and your support and all of that. So here's where you want to start. Feet shoulder width apart and your toes pointed straight ahead at your audience. They may be imaginary, but they're there. Now, already, you're going to give the illusion of a lot more confidence, first and foremost, so you have the presentation factor going for you. But not only that, if you're noticing, if you have done the same thing with your feet, and I hope you're following along with me, it's remarkable just how much stronger you feel. You feel a lot more grounded. Not only that, you're going to get a much lower, more efficient breath. So go ahead and compare right now with maybe feet wide apart, take a breath, and maybe just say something. I like to have my clients try that out, like, hello, how are you today? And then, game changer, your feet, toes pointed straight ahead, nice and planted. Hello, how are you today? Now, I feel a tremendous difference, so you may want to play around with that, singing, speaking, but rest assured, you're going to feel different the more you do that. Maybe you felt one right away, like a lot of my clients. If you do, great. You're onto something. So moving from the feet. Now, another note. You want to make sure that there's a little bit of give in your knees. The last thing you want for an efficient breath is for your knees to lock up. When they lock up, you're not going to have an efficient flow of oxygen, and you run the risk of getting lightheaded. So you definitely want to make sure that moving from the toes pointed straight ahead, you've got a nice little soft give in the knees. So going up from there, addressing the singer's balance. Want to make sure that through here, you've got nice strong core. But when I say nice strong core, I don't want you holding on to your muscles. A lot of singers, for some reason, will tell me that they are holding onto their abs. And that can be problematic as far as efficient breath flow. So let's simplify, because you know that's what I'm all about, is simplifying. What should your belly be doing? You should not be tightening it. You should be letting it rise and fall naturally. Don't worry about how your gut looks. No one's noticing that when you're making beautiful sounds. True story. So let your belly just do what it's meant to do. Don't hold on to those muscles, because you may run the risk of holding on to your breath, which will mean choppy, inefficient singing. So now from the middle, we go to the shoulders. What are your shoulders doing right now? I recommend that you often record yourself, and not record yourself as much as possible, with your iPhone or iPad, whatever video device you can while you're singing, so you take note of what's going on with your whole body. A lot of us are at desks or in cars all day long, and as a result, all this leaves much to be desired. We're hunching or looking up or looking down at things. That is also going to affect airflow, which in turn, yes, you guessed it, affects your speech and your singing. What should your shoulders be doing? Well, for one, you don't want to press them back. That's going to be as inefficient as having them forward. So not back, not slumped forward, someplace in between, Goldilocks, just right. Here's what you can do anytime before singing. Simply move your shoulders up, as high up as you can to your earlobes, and then drop them. So already I feel a difference. How about you? A little bit more space, or maybe a lot more space, depending on how tight you were, through the upper chest, which is always a good thing. So let's talk about that as well. You want the sense of openness and freedom through the upper chest. One thing I'm often telling my singers is you want to imagine, now go ahead and tap your collarbone right now, and I want you to imagine like it's pliable. I know it's not, but pretend it is. And it can expand open. Now, just by doing that, did you notice this little difference on me? Because I sure felt it. I felt like I opened up more space through here. And why is that important? You're seeing a theme here. You're getting more space through your whole body, which is good for that fairly simple, fairly small breath, all things considered. It really wants to do something for you. So let it. Get that stuff out of the way. Keep this nice and open. So there you go. You got your shoulders, upper chest, not holding on to anything here, and you still got that give in your knees. And everything's still pointed straight ahead. Excellent, excellent. Lastly, the head. I know a lot of you watch singing videos of your favorite singers, and a lot of them are doing things like the microphone tilt, and it looks so cool. All right, just bear with me here. A lot of them are singing to pre-recorded tracks, and a lot of them aren't even mortal, right? People like Freddie Mercury, right? You can't always take what you see and assume it's going to work for you. So it's not necessarily going to hurt big time if you have a slight tilt or even a slight tuck. If you've got a great voice and great technique, it's not going to throw you off a big amount. However, having said that, ideally you want to be as balanced through your head too. So here's something that I tell my clients all the time when they're here in the studio with me or if they're singing virtually with me, wondering about head position. I tell them, you want to imagine like you're singing straight ahead to that audience. Perhaps, if you're picturing a big theater, the middle balcony. That way, everything still seems aligned and lifted and very linear and enough length through your neck, which is important, and you're not pressing down, which can, again, affect your airflow. And this is all about making sure things are strong and that you're getting efficient airflow. So I remind you that breath for singing is pretty subtle, isn't it? We don't want to overbreathe, and we'll talk more about that in other videos, certainly. But for now, I'll just remind you that breath is simple, but if any of these little things are in the way, you run the risk of blocking your air and blocking your true sound. So to sing with your free sound, all these other little details are important, and I go through lots of those in my videos, and I know many others have as well. But if you don't start and end with nice, strong, simple balance, what good is all that technique? So before you breathe, before you sing, make sure you're ready to sing. Take all the time you need to feel comfortable and strong and confident, and it starts feet first. I hope you found this video very helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.